Children, today we are going to start one of the most interesting chapter of Indian medieval history, that is Mughal Empire. In this chapter, we are going to study about different powerful Mughal emperors, their contribution to art, architecture, paintings, culture, religion and administration. Children, there were so many Mughal rulers ruled from 1526 to 1857. But we are going to read about only 6 great Mughal emperors: Babur, Humayun, Akbar, Jahangir, Shah Jahan and Aurangzeb. After the death of Aurangzeb, the Mughal Empire declined slowly and gradually. Let us start with the first Mughal emperor, Babur. The Mughal Empire was founded by Babur. Zahiruddin Muhammad Babur was born on 14 February 1483. He founded the Mughal Empire after his victories at the Battle of Panipat in 1526 and the Battle of Khanwa. He was a direct descendant of Temur from the Barlas clan through his father and also a descendant of Genghis Khan through his mother. Ousted from his central domains in Central Asia, Babur turned to India to satisfy his ambitions. After Babur fell seriously ill, Humayun, his eldest son, was summoned from his Jagir. He died at the age of 47 on 26 December 1530 and was succeeded by Humayun. Children, let us read more about Babur. Babur was born in 1483. He had become the king of Fargana near Samarkand, Central Asia, at the age of 12. He took advantage of instability in India and he attacked on India in 1526. In the Battle of Panipat, he defeated Ibrahim Lodi. After defeating Ibrahim Lodi, he turned towards Rana Sanga of Mewar. A battle took place between Rana Sanga and Babur at Khanwa in 1527. Another battle was fought between Babur and Rajputs at Chanderi in 1528, where again Rajputs were defeated. Finally, he decided to spread his empire and captured Bihar and parts of Bengal in 1528. Babur did not live long and died in 1530 CE. He was succeeded by his son Humayun. Children, look at the picture carefully. This is a portrait of Babur from an early illustrated manuscript of the Baburnama. The second picture is related to the first battle of Panipat, which was fought between the invading forces of Babur and the Lodi Empire. This picture is related to the Battle of Khanwa, which was fought near the village of Khanwa in Bharatpur district, about 60 km west of Agra, on March 17, 1527. It was the second major battle fought in modern-day India by the first Mughal emperor Babur after the Battle of Panipat. Let us read about the second Mughal emperor Humayun. Nasiruddin Muhammad Humayun was born on 17 March 1508 in Kabul, Afghanistan. Let us see the picture. How Babur celebrates The birth of Humayun in the Chahar Bagh of Kabul. Let us read more about Humayun. He had faced many difficulties from the very beginning of his rule. He ruled over Delhi two times. The first was from 1530 to 1540, then later on 1555 to 1556. He was defeated by Sher Shah Suri in the Battle of Chausa at Kannauj and lost Delhi. This defeat made him flee to Iran and Sher Shah took over the reign of his kingdom. Humayun struggled for 15 years and got support of Persian ruler and recaptured Delhi and Agra in 1555 immediately after the death of Sher Shah Suri. He died in 1556 after suffering injuries of sleeping down from stairs in his quarters. His son Akbar took over the reign of the Mughal Empire. Children, in the first picture, as you can see, Humayun with his father Babur. Humayun succeeded his father in 1531 as the ruler of the Mughal territories in India. At the age of 23, Humayun was an inexperienced ruler when he came to power. In the second picture, Humayun is reunited with Akbar. Sher Shah Suri defeated Humayun at Chausa in 1539 and at Kannauj in 1540, expelling him from India. While wandering from one place to another, his son Akbar was born at Umarkot on October 14, 1542. This is the picture of Humayun's tomb in Delhi. Humayun conquered the Punjab, Delhi, Agra and reoccupied the throne of Delhi after an interval of 15 years. Humayun slipped and fell down the stairs and fractured his skull. He was then carried to the palace and he died on January 26, 1556. Now let us turn towards the great Mughal Emperor Akbar. Abu al-Fateh Jalaluddin Muhammad Akbar, popularly known as Akbar, literally the Great. He was born on 14th October 1542, also known as Akbar the Great or Akbar. He was Mughal Emperor from 1556 until his death. He was the third and one of the greatest rulers of the Mughal dynasty in India. In 1556, Humayun died just months after retaking Delhi. Akbar ascended the Mughal throne at the age of 13 and became Shahanshah, King of Kings. His regent was Bairam Khan, his childhood guardian and an outstanding warrior and statesman. Akbar was just 13 years old when he became the king. Humayun had appointed Bairam Khan as his tutor, and after the death of Humayun, he also the Akbar's guardian and started to look after the affairs of administration. Hemu, the commander-in-chief of an Afghan ruler, Adil Shah, captured the throne of Delhi. Hemu was defeated by Akbar in the Second Battle of Panipat in 1556 and won Delhi and Agra back. Let us read about the expansion of the Akbar's empire. After 1560, Akbar began to expand his empire. He conquered various states like Gwalior, Ajmer, Malwa, Odisha, Kandhar, Kabul, Bengal, Bihar, Khandesh, Berar and parts of Ahmednagar. Kashmir was also annexed. Children, let us understand about the Akbar Rajput policy. Akbar knew the loyalty and bravery of the martial race Rajputs, so he adopted a policy of friendship and marriage alliances. He gave up the policy of repression and treated as friends. Akbar married the daughter of Raja Bihari Mal of Amer, and he also got his son Jahangir married to the daughter of Bhagwan Das. He appointed Rajputs at high position in his court. Example, Raja Todarmal, the revenue minister. Raja Man Singh was also his close confidant and military commander. Children, let us read about the very famous battle of Haldighati. Maharana Pratap did not accept the overlordship of Akbar. Akbar sent many ambassadors to persuade Pratap to accept his sovereignty, but he refused to accept the policy of Akbar. Then Akbar sent his forces under his military commander Man Singh to crush Maharana Pratap. This led to the famous Battle of Haldighati. In the Battle of Haldighati, Maharana wounded and escaped. He lived tough life in the ravines of Mewar region and adopted guerrilla tactics. He continued to fight and captured back many parts of his territories like Kumbhalgarh and areas near Chittorgarh. Akbar died in 1605. Some sources say Akbar became fatally ill with dysentery, while others cite a possible poisoning, like traced to Akbar's son Jahangir. Many favored Jahangir's eldest son Khusro to succeed Akbar as emperor, but Jahangir forcefully ascended the days after Akbar's death. Many architectural masterpieces were built at this time. For example, Agra Fort, Lahore Palace, Fatehpur Sikri, Buland Darwaza and Allahabad Fort were built during this period.